Okay, hey everybody, it's me just making another video. I uploaded a video earlier, but I just uploaded a video a few minutes ago, but it never processed, so I'm redoing this video. But before I get to my Wrestling Forgotten Gems number 5, I gotta say I did see some people's reviews of WrestleMania right after I made mine, and some were pretty good, some were good, and some people have their own opinion. Some people actually said this was a bad pay-per-view. Some people said it was a good pay-per-view. Some people said it was great. Some people talked about the HBK Undertaker match being 3 stars, 2 stars, and maybe 1 star. And for some of those people, I gotta say, well, I'm not the ones that I subscribe to. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the other people who I watch their videos. I gotta say, this was a good matchup. I don't know what some of you people were watching, but what I saw was 2 guys busting their ass, telling a good story, having nice psychology in their matchup, which is what you're supposed to do in any matchup. Every matchup is supposed to have some sort of psychology in it. And that's what this matchup had. This match was fast paced. It was just an excellent matchup, and that's why I gave it 5 stars. And I even explained my reasons why I gave this match 5 stars, because it got me on the edge of my seat, and it was one of those matches that was just so it was just so you were just so happy at what you were watching. Like, you were just so mesmerized of what you were seeing, because you were seeing 2 guys just busting their asses and having a good match. Apparently some the people reviews that I seen, they didn't think that way, as they said it was slow, it was boring and stuff like that. For some of you people, like I said in the beginning, I don't know what you people were seeing, but what I saw was excellence is what I saw. This was a good matchup, probably one of the best WrestleMania matches that I ever seen. It's not better like what True Slayer said. I'm not repeating his words, but it's not better than Bret Hart and Austin, because I watched that match so many times, and I still think that match is probably one of the best WrestleMania matches ever, because that match was just awesome from top to bottom, from the beginning of that matchup to the finish of that matchup. It was just awesome. And then the Razor Ramon Shawn Michaels matchup at WrestleMania 10 was awesome. That was a good matchup. But yeah, I put that somewhere on that list of the best WrestleMania matches, and that's why I liked it. But yeah, overall, like what I said, I liked it. For some of the people who didn't like it, I don't know what you, like I said in the beginning, I don't know what you people are watching, but what I saw was a good matchup. Now, getting off that topic, this is another video for me. This is my Wrestling Forgotten Gems number 5. This is where I'm going to be talking about Dust Wonder Kid, Alex Wright. For some of you who don't remember him, he was a German wrestler who entered wrestling or WCW at the age of 18 or 17, I believe. And he took WCW by storm. Well, he was one of the fresh young talents in WCW that kind of took it by storm. As this guy had the look, he had a good personality, he had the dancing gimmick. Of course, he would perfect it with his heel gimmick. But when he first came into WCW, that's what he was doing every time he came into the ring, was do that weird dance. And then, of course, he had a cult following with that dance, as when he was a face, people were starting to do that dance. And then when he was a heel, people were starting to do that dance, which showed that he was sort of over with the crowd, and the crowd was kind of taking a liking to him. And when a wrestler has the crowd liking him, then really that shows that he should be getting pushed, and the crowd really appreciates his work. And that's what I feel about Alex Wright. This was a wrestler who could pull off a lot of high spots. He was excellent in the ring. He had high energy whenever he got in the ring. He had a lot of good matches. Some of the matches that stick out to me are his matches with Brian Pillman, his matches with DDP. Of course, there was the match that he had with Paul Roma, I believe. The Job. If you don't remember who he is, he was the job guy in the WWE. He was part of that team, High Power and Glory, with Hercules, as that was a jobber team. He was also the guy that people criticized for being in the Four Horsemen, because he was a jobber. That, if you don't know who it is, that's that guy. This guy, when he wrestled Alex Wright, he was supposed to put him over, which he did, but he didn't put him over the way he should have been put over. As he was just giving this guy, he was just giving Alex Wright a hard time. He was just slapping him. He was roughing him up. He was just doing something that most wrestlers nowadays tend to do their opponents, where they don't really want to put them over. They want to embarrass them. Triple H, yeah, got wrestlers like that. He was doing what wrestlers like Triple H did, and that's what he was doing in this matchup. And in the end, Alex Wright ended up winning this matchup. But in my opinion, Alex Wright didn't deserve this, and Paul Roma just felt that he did deserve it, and he just gave him a rough time. And then other matches that stuck out in my mind that showed his ability, his wrestling ability, like I said, was DDP, Brian Pillman, wrestlers like Eddie Guerrero, where he had good matches with Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho, when Chris Jericho made his debut, and just other matches that stuck out to me that showed his wrestling ability. But the thing that kind of toned him down a bit, or made people kind of stop caring about him, was when they turned him into a jobber. I mean, they had him job to just about everybody in WCW, whether it was Scott Hall, who was a part of the NWO, Big Bubba Rogers, Steve Mongol and Michael, of all people, and just wrestlers like that. And that's what kind of pissed me off, to see a good wrestler, his capability, getting jobbed out the way he was getting jobbed out, and it was a shame. And then, of course, right after they took him off TV, they brought him back as the Berlyn character. He was supposed to be a wrestler a German wrestler, or he was supposed to be some sort of a Nazi character that hated Americans or something like that. And in his first matchup, I believe, he was supposed to take on Buff Marcus Alexander Bagwell, who some of you know as Buff Bagwell, but Buff Bagwell backed out of the match because he didn't want to put Berlyn over like he was supposed to. He felt he was too good, and he felt that he was one of the big stars, and he felt he shouldn't put Berlyn over. So they ended up replacing him with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and it turned out to be an awful matchup, as Duggan roughed him up a bit, and he just showed he was pretty much doing what Paul Roma was doing to Alex Wright at Super Brawl. And it was just a sad thing to see. And apparently, from what I heard in the dirt sheets about that matchup, I heard that WCW, the people in the back, told Hacksaw Jim Duggan to rough him up and give him a rough time. And if that is true, then that's for some of the people in the people who were in the WCW front office at that time, because Alex Wright was just doing what he was supposed to do, and for him to get roughed up like that was just pretty sick. Overall, the character didn't get over like many people thought, and he ended up getting jobbed out to Scott Steiner and then many other people. And then after that, they just pretty much scraped it, as they felt he didn't get over as they intended for him to get over. And it was just a shame, because I felt Alex Wright had a lot of good talent, and had he got pushed the way he should have gotten pushed, then he would have been up there with some of the elite, like a Chris Jericho or Eddie Guerrero or Chris Benoit or many other wrestlers like that. But he never did get his push like that, and thus people tend to not remember him, because he wasn't getting the push that I felt he should have got, and that they didn't push him like they were pushing many of the cruiserweights or many other wrestlers back around that time. But yeah, this is my video about my Wrestling Forgotten Gems number 5, about Alex Wright, talking about his career and everything, and then talking about why he's forgotten and why he was a good wrestler and a great wrestler, and why he's up there with some of the elite, like a Dean Malenko and many other wrestlers from many other cruiserweights in WCW. Hope you like my video. You can rate, you can comment, you can give me a video response if you like. I like to hear what some of you got to say about this. And look out for some other good videos from me. Whenever I upload another video, look out, because I got a lot of good videos on the way. Until then, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy. Rate, comment. I'm out. Peace.